This is a regular meeting of the Allendale Land Use Board at which formal action will be taken on the items listed in the agenda and upon any other matters may properly come before the Land Use Board. The requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act have been satisfied through posting on the public bulletin board in the municipal building and in the borough website and by publication in the record on January 13, 2025, with copies being sent to Ridgewood News and Herald News. Certain agenda items will be open to the public for comment and or testimony. The board will advise the public as to when such matters are open for their comment and or testimony. First, before we get into the roll call, if everybody would join me, please, in a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, Linda, may we have a roll call?
Vice Chairwoman Bergen,
Here.
Board Member Rosala,
Here.
Board Member Petrino,
Here.
Board Member Gugliaro and Councilman Yacarino are both absent. Board Member Dallo,
Here.
Chairman Sirico,
Here.
Mayor Wasinski,
Here.
Board Member Butler,
Here.
alternate Conti is absent.
Next on our agenda is the approval of the minutes from the June 16th, 2025 Land Use Board meeting. Linda passed them out for review. Does anybody have any comments on them? Okay, motion to accept the minutes, please.
Make a motion to accept.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Thank you, sir.
Vice Chairwoman Bergen.
Yeah.
Board Member Rosala.
Yes.
Board Member Petrino.
Yes.
Board Member Dallo.
Yes.
Chairman Sirico.
Yes.
Board Member Butler.
Yes. Okay. Going right into the public meetings, the public hearings part of our meeting. We have two applications that are on the agenda for tonight. However, one of them is being delayed. I'm gonna read that in there and then Larry, I'm gonna ask you to just make some comments if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay, so the one that is being moved is applicant file number 2025-09, Keith and Jennifer Bichetti, 414 Canterbury Avenue, Allendale 07401, block 411, lot 2. It was in addition to the house and deck expansion pursuant to 270-64B parentheses 2, 270-63A parentheses 3, 270-54D, and 270-B. Okay, Michael, I know that you put out a note on this thing, okay? Yes. But I asked that everybody review it, but sir.
So on this application, we had an occasion to speak with the applicant's counsel who intends to prosecute the case, but not this evening. They asked to carry to the next meeting. As of right now, it looks like September 17th will be available to potentially present and be on that agenda. So if anybody is here in connection with that application, this is your notice of that continuation date. The matter will be closed on the 7 p.m. If it's through that night, we'll go for the notice for the event that will go to your votes.
Okay. Thank you. All right, so. For now. So moving on to the second application is applicant file number 2025-10, Dan Esponti, 101 Arlington Avenue, Allendale 401, block 506, lot 1. And the application is for a construction of a one-story addition and enlargement of an existing deck. Come on up, please. Okay. Whoever is going to present, whatever. Okay. Sir?
Mr. Wispanti?
Yes.
We'll have to swear you in. No problem. Be testified. Please raise your right hand. Okay. You swear or affirm the testimony you provided the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? State your name for the record and please spell your last name.
Dan Sponti, RASPANTI.
Or so why don't you explain what
I just want to, you're good, yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
no.
Okay, two things. Yes, here to sit down. Please sit down. Okay, it's up to you.
Sure.
And Linda, are we taking them up, okay?
I think so. Is there a button on the bottom of there?
Um,
Okay, good.
yeah, so, okay, so, please, sir, tell us why you're here, what you want to do, the whole
So we,
history.
what- well, so my father passed away last September. So my mother's at their house, so we'd like to burn to our house. We originally thinking about possibly going up. But we have a 2-year-old and 3-year-old at home. We displaced, it seemed like a lot, so it makes sense for us to go out. Have a property that give her enough, food. She can live on this.
You all have your packet of information here. So I don't know, if there to take us through it with maybe a little bit more detail, that's up to you. For today morning.
Yeah, I mean, after, talking with architect and builder, it just made the most sense. Keep the flow of the house together, stir too much to, go out from where. It's, it's lines up with where our garage is on the side of the house already, and then comes over to kitchen.
All right, Michael, I guess I'm gonna turn over to you from your meeting notes before I have a board stop.
Now, so the property is in the zoning done in code, corner lot. Borough code requires the front door setback that. All streets on. So applicant is here tonight because the code edition. Go to. Required front door. 40-foot front yard requirement. System dwelling. Side street currently approaches. 40-foot front yard. 6 feet. And the proposed addition is going to also approach. Into that front yard and what is located in. Approach. Roughly 50.2 feet. Setback. They're looking for relief for the front yard setback. As a board where. We could consider. I mean. Municipal land use law section 5570B. One situation with hardship. Situation. Or the other situation, which is the C2 with benefits. That's the benefits. The general public. So I think it's probably prudent to get some from the applicant. Surrounding properties. Impact neighbors. Close to some.
I believe discussed it with our neighbors, where, it's a mostly younger neighborhood, a lot of people, kids around our kids' age, so we're very friendly with everybody. I've been pretty excited about it, so. Nobody had anything negative to say about it.
I imagine with your house's configuration the way it is now, and the corner lot and young children, going back was not really a design option, and going out to the side was the better design alternative.
Well, I mean, basically, if, facing me, if this is the corner, there's the house, it's a ranch. You want people, yeah. I can. Can I come up?
Why are they, why was mine all taped together?
Copies or.
Okay, I just make sure that.
Yeah, they might not have.
They fit. Mine's the same.
Well,
Okay.
it's like this, yeah. All right, here, I'll let you refer to it so we can. All right. So.
So, you know, based on just the layout of the house right now, you know, in addition to moving my mother in, you know, we do have a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, so we wanted her to be able to kind of have her own space as well and not have to, you know, deal with the chaos that is in our house at all times. So our bedrooms are on the opposite side of the house. And we figured it would make no sense to put her over there, and that way, you know, she can have her own space and we can have our own space too, as much as we want to be together sometimes. You know, we don't always want to be together. Yeah.
Thank you.
So what is, you know, I know what Mike was alluding to was just the, you know, the surrounding adjacent properties and orientation they are in relation to yours, and to understand how your addition, you know, will fit into the context of the rest of the neighborhood.
Sure.
So we're trying, I mean, I'm just kind of being much right now, it's hard to tell, but, how, so Harding Place is it's kind of the secondary street, right? And
Right.
This is the main,
Right, yeah,
Arlington?
yeah, all things are Main Street.
And then
And-
that whole development that we did.
right, yeah. And then there's so what's your neighborhood across and all the other corners?
So across from us are Nate and DJ, who, have kids of our age, you know,
But how's it's like looking kind of more about the orientation of the homes?
And like how close is their home to perhaps the, so like what is their side yard versus
Is their
yours?
front yard
Oh,
facing them?
no, their house is also on Alden, so both of our houses across from Harding are both facing to Alden.
Okay,
So
so
Yeah. All the beginning.
No, but only.
But yeah, so their house is facing the same direction as ours. And then going further down the block, then the houses start facing in towards each other. So the next set of houses behind ours facing.
There's I believe there's a number of ranches in the area.
Yeah.
That seems to be a prominent architectural feature of that part of the street. This is the only ranch in.
And in your proposal, obviously, you said you're going back versus going up, so.
Right.
The ranch
We'd be
slope
keeping it as a ranch.
will still remain.
And the roof heights remain the same as
Yes.
the existing.
Yeah,
What
it
about
was very
materials?
important to us in planning it. That's not gonna really look like an addition, you know, we want it all to flow from the inside and outside. And make sure the house still makes sense.
Does the existing garage footprint stay the same?
Yes,
And so will that asphalt, that secondary asphalt driveway that's coming off of Harding, that will stay?
that will stay.
Okay,
Yeah, we're building, you know, behind.
just
that.
behind that.
Right.
Okay, great.
Currently, you have 2 driveways.
Yes,
You're gonna continue to have 2 driveways.
yes.
And you're modifying the existing deck, or no,
Yes,
you're modifying the. existing
Yeah,
deck.
'cause
So you
where
have to
we're-
cut some of it off to do the expansion.
right.
Why don't you, Michael?
Yes.
Why don't you go through the points right now?
Okay.
All right, and then maybe we'll stop you as we go through, but why don't you go through the points if you know?
For some of the technical review comments that we had, he suggested that we should hear some testimony regarding, you know, the proposed use of the addition. And just looking at the architectural plans, that, you know, we noted that there was a, you know, bedroom, all that. It appears like it's gonna be kind of extended living space,
Yes.
but we assuming that, you know, that is not gonna be an isolated individual apartment, that's still gonna be integrated and be basically operate as a one family. It's not gonna be a two.
Yes, oh yeah, totally.
And as far as the finishes and the color and the materials of the addition, assuming that that's gonna match the rest of the house. I
Yes.
heard a little bit of testimony, finishing it so it looks seamless and it's all gonna be cohesive
That is what we can see.
and not look like a kind of jump.
No.
Any exterior lighting contemplated, particularly, we generally like to ask them to be flood lighting or anything like that, or just lighting that windows.
Yeah, nothing.
So there, so we can assume that there won't be any lighting that's going to be an issue from users.
No.
If there is any lighting that's going to be, what's code required.
Yeah,
for
like,
the entry doors and.
Yeah.
exactly, I mean, you're building an entry just here off the garage. So what appears to be with the 3 or 4 stairs. So there'll be some
Yeah,
light
yeah, whatever,
there,
right,
yeah.
yeah, so every doorway lighting you need, but nothing.
But nothing
like
spilling.
lights or.
Okay,
And what about, will there be a new AC put in, hopefully not right on the side of the yard that,
It's spread out.
Yeah.
right,
yeah.
I see it's on the other side right now, I just wanna make sure that a new one's not gonna be put, right on within that. side
Yeah,
yard,
that was
but-
never discussed, yeah, we're gonna just continue off of what we have right now.
Okay,
Or if for some reason you do need to add on the intentions to meet the front yard setback requirement for that and screen it from. It's gonna be within the.
Yes.
so if that does come out to be needed as you're building through this thing, that's something that would then be addressed with the building department in a building.
And when they file for building for their
Pardon?
applications. The zoning official will take a look at it. Whatever you can. Leave, and it's gonna be installed.
And you're willing to
Absolutely.
work with us.
I can't tell, but the height of the trees that are lining the street on Harding. If you were to build back, is the height of the addition still below that tree line so that no one can still see it? So that will still be blocked from the street view.
Yes.
What was the answer? I don't think I heard before, people asked the question about how close the other property was on the other side of Harding. I didn't hear the answer.
It's, well, they're, so across Harding from us, they're on Alton, so it's forward facing, but it's not, I mean, it's across the street, it's not very close at all.
So we really don't know.
I mean, I don't have a measurement or anything now.
Because 15 feet is significant in the world.
Sure. I mean, the layout of their house faces Alton, their driveway comes out onto Harding.
Okay.
Michael, I'm here, as I told you, we're gonna go through your points, but I did want to ask one other question, please. Along the property line, what I will call northern property line is, knowing the area. What's across the back of that, please? Is there fence, is there
There's a fence.
bushes, are there trees, are there shrubs?
There, so it's, yeah, it's like my kids call it the woods, there's like
This
Yeah.
buffer?
there's a buffer with trees, it's mostly evergreens, and then there's a fence around it too.
Okay. So, I guess where I'm trying to get to is that when I look at the Z1 map that you had here, your neighbor to the north has a shed, okay? Do you see the shed from your property?
I mean, it's behind the trees, so not,
Not clear.
not clear, right,
Okay.
yeah,
So therefore, if somebody's standing in the shed with the existing trees, with what you're proposing to build, they're gonna basically see what they already see in your house right now.
right,
And vice versa, what you're seeing when you look out and see the shed.
yes,
and you're not gonna be disturbing any of the trees
no,
and taking it
Yeah.
down.
yeah, we don't, we wanna keep that all the way it is, but where we're
The area that
trying
you're
to
building,
build, there's no trees there.
okay.
It's just grass.
Again, Mike, one quick question on Z1, that measurement that's on their plot plan. That measurement's taking from the, 10 feet off the face of the curb, it looks like roughly, so like it's,
So it's taken to the property line.
which is
Which is behind.
about 10 feet. I guess, cause what I'm looking at is as well, I guess the house on 67, which is the house that we're talking about. It looks like that side yard as well, just in keeping with the characteristic of that neighborhood. It looks like it's probably, and again, I don't know, I didn't measure it other than looking at it on Google Maps, but it looks like it's only about roughly 30 to 32 feet. So it's almost a very similar situation at the corner lot. That looks like at some point it had possibly a little bump out of sorts. So I guess the distance, to go back to what we were talking about, is very similar to what exists, or what exists when you measure from I guess their property line to the edge of the garage.
I think
It's-
the problem,
It's almost the same.
being out there, and
I didn't go-
I
I
didn't
guess-
measure, but being out there and looking at it, it seemed to be pretty consistent on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was just looking at. So I guess if it's actually good that this proposed addition is kind of set in a little bit more, so that there's not a straight line of wall, and it gives it some architectural appearance that would benefit that neighborhood.
I mean, I think there, there are unique things here, right? You pointed out, obviously, that the property line is in
Yeah,
right, so although it doesn't meet the setback. The applicant does have the benefit of some green space, between the property line and the curb. It is a corner lot, so there is a little bit of a potential hardship, and you have to meet the front yard setback on 2 streets, those are one.
it
And
almost
there
looks
is an
like,
existing non-conforming condition
yeah,
that, they're not gonna be any closer to the property line than that. And I think the other thing too is, the side where they're not gonna be front yard that they're not gonna meet, is that main street. Limited traffic, stop and then go up there town. So it's possible. If there is any negative impact, that's the situation. That's so I'm sure that this one, out of it's going to be branch from the system. Right. Relatively flat piece of property. One of the first floor that we did. The board would approve it, that. Plot plan of the rest is. Approval. And the when you sat, right to that, which is also the front statement. Good condition. That covers basically that. I know that we want to go, push it. Utilize it. So that we get to see, if we're in force of expense, those that addition. Or the CO exists. Construction department, make sure that folder was thinking. While it looking.
Down the road, next.
Yeah, that was the concern on the. Fighting. Or to prevent that. That could be one. To the next. It's like, right, and what I think, like that way, here.
That was one of my concerns. Again, especially.
Sure, it's around.
Again,
In the way it's being presented, I'll type where. Probably.
And currently, the house that can exit from the kitchen off the step,
Yes,
and that's it. And I see move. Exit from the living room. New living room. To the deck.
right,
And I think. The old stuff that I made, I see you come in the garage with some sort of exterior wall, up through into the kitchen. The door, and the new mudroom. Goes out onto the deck.
yes,
In your plan consideration, those people have been setback. Essentially, the front door and the back mudroom, that's your proposal. I don't know if the need for it, or if I want to understand it, but I can't feel it. Since you have, that access from the new living room from existing kitchen. You could essentially slide this footprint of addition over the corner of the kitchen. And then walk that side yard setback,
so bring it in further.
bring it into the lot. I just didn't know the significance of that particular door.
So right now, we have a door where the current mudroom is, okay, with that.
See that?
So we do wanna, that option on both sides, but also the way the kitchen's set up, there's at that corner where this is gonna built off of, there's two windows there. So we're gonna use the one window, but we wanna still keep the other window there. Having, if you moved it in, there'd be no windows.
So you have corner windows on the inside of the same,
Yes,
yeah, that goes away.
right. Right, losing one, we're okay, but we don't.
Well, you wouldn't lose
It
both.
wouldn't lose,
You
no.
wouldn't lose both.
Maybe
You're gonna
I'm-
lose
maybe-
one because you're proposing that.
Right, maybe I'm not following what you're saying,
So, my point is that new door off, but,
right?
and again, I was trying to understand the significance of. But essentially, that whole new footprint would slide over to the corner of the kitchen, and then whatever that dimension is, go to 5 foot or 6 feet dimension. Whole footprint and new slide over and have a setback. Whereas what is 4.5, about. Up to a 30.
I guess. I kind of drew something. I think what you're trying, I think what you're saying is. Take this whole thing, like, this is your, this is theirs, they're taking on because.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Would you care?
Yeah.
See what we're trying to visualize it. Like, I'm trying to jump this.
Because you still have you're.
Yeah. It's all-
You are able to.
Eliminate this, take this whole thing and go that way. You're gonna have to, you relocate, you move this over to here. But if you don't need this door. Cause this is probably, John, what are you estimating, about 5 feet there? Door,
Three.
three, plus sides.
Five plus
Yeah, but
five.
how much are you gonna smash it into the corner? I mean, 3 feet is probably max.
Keep it in the corner of the
Yeah, I'm saying you either go to the corner or.
You go to the corner.
Take this, run this down, but everything goes over, like this is right here, and this is right here. And then this pulls you off. This gets more integrated into over here. Okay, where these steps are almost with the garage. Okay. And then whatever this dimension is, and John and Frank are more smarter than I am with this stuff. But, I mean, I'm seeing. Again,
Right.
There's just a lot of space, it seems, that you can move this
Yeah.
over to make
Sure.
it, make the condition better.
that,
Right.
that,
Yeah, we'll say no.
we, yeah, we have to swear you in, okay? We have to swear you in.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony provided with the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Please state your name.
Alright,
And we have the address, so,
yeah, 101 Arlington Ave.
thank you.
The reason we have that door there is for the dogs to be able to go in and out onto the deck. Currently, we don't have the dogs go all through the house. That's a bit into too much detail, but we had the dogs first before we had kids, and our son is highly allergic to dogs, so we're keeping dogs, so we have to keep them separated. So that door, that mudroom area and my office is primarily where we keep the dogs now. They don't go into the house. So in order to be able to get them to be able to come in and out onto the deck and yard, that's why we put that door in there. So I guess the option of going into Patty's area and then going out that way, but then that's like our dogs running through some kind of space.
Did you ever think of adding a door through like the dining area?
In our house, and
Yeah,
but the dogs don't come into our
Well,
house.
they don't come in at all.
It's almost the my son's, I would. Keep them told and stuff.
Because one of the other reasons why I was saying pull that door out of there is because you have sliders, it looks like it's a little right over counter. They're right here.
Yeah, well, the kitchen you have to find it, but I understand that. Well, that's how I was trying to understand the
Yeah.
purpose of the door.
Yeah,
I just, we didn't want to, unless we're trying to, not exactly that.
Yeah.
That's that.
that's why that mudroom, they're calling it like a proper mudroom now, so it would be more space for the dogs to have. Live in as well, this just, it's just.
No, thanks.
Fire.
Yeah. Clearly, we picked the wrong representative.
Split her over, you left that there. But took save from that area. Should be. Here.
I mean, the question is, do you guys
Yeah.
explore any other
Other
options to push it further over? The architect?
You want to explain
Okay, we have to swear you in. It's okay. We don't bite.
Please raise your right hand, ma'am. You swear from the testimony about the provide with the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Your name for the record, please.
And is the address still the same ad?
It will be.
It will be, but so we need your current address.
101 Birch Wood Road in Corinth.
Thank you.
So, did we explore that?
Oh, yeah. I think, it was a matter of not taking up too much of the backyard. Not going in, like, that's where the garage is anyway, so it just seemed like that's a good area to go back. It gives some privacy to the deck, to their deck area, our deck area. And it doesn't take up too much of the kids' play space if it was, you know, the further it went over, then the more it would take up a, like their yard. Where that space is, like, that's where the garage is already, so it just seems logical with the architect to go there.
I mean, if you look at the, you know, the plot from this picture, the dash line plot represents the building. You don't have a lot of room to go back. You're- We thought like maybe a non-essential deal.
We wish there was a little additional information, just proving the surrounding adjacent homes and, you know, relation to your addition. I see on your materials, the checklist for actually the things that are required. You guys listed that as NA, right? I'm not sure why it was not Apple. To provide that information, who determines that, but, I think it would be helpful.
What will we provide?
So typically, it would be, you know, similar plot plan and you show dimensions, you know, this, my neighbor is this spark in the street, just like you do on yours. You know, but more, you know, it's not as detailed as what your plan is, but you're just showing, you know, as we were mentioning, the house across the street looks like it may be the same distance through the street. We're just looking, you know, at it visually, but it would be nice just to confirm, oh, look, this is a precedent. This house is this far from the street. We're not doing anything much different than that. Just to get a better understanding of, you know, comprehension.
So why do we would have their land survey?
No,
No.
no. This, I mean, you can measure it yourself.
Well, one
Yeah.
of the things I noted here is, and maybe on this, I didn't have a packet.
Right, and
Photographs to be provided by homeowner. Photographs to be provided by homeowner.
Okay.
And, yeah. Yeah, and I mean, we have. You know, we have applications come before us, and I mean, this is. The application, what you want to do, it's good, okay? But sometimes we need more information to understand, even though we all live in town and we all, you know, can drive down there and everything. So you have an understanding as you're looking at this application on its merit. Okay, and how it is with the rest of the neighborhood. And what you're trying to do in there, and again, I'm seeing here, it says photographs that are provided by homeowner.
Yeah, I apologize.
I-
We didn't get the details we were supposed to, but we can definitely correct.
Yeah, I think if that information was provided, it would just be easier to make a decision.
Anybody else have any comments?
Yeah, so just so it's clear what the ask is, no, don't survey anybody else's land. You'd be
Yeah.
trespassing, you'd be spending tens of thousands, and it would be useless information for you.
Okay.
You can glean a lot of this from aerials. You can sort of, you can estimate, right? You don't know, Mr. Reeland can get an absolute definitive setback with his software. You can estimate your setbacks of what the abutters are. I think as you move up your block, and I went down your street today, it's pretty flattering to your cause. You have a lot of properties that are similarly situated. Between the photos and your estimation of their setbacks, showing that they're relatively similar to you, so that you're not the sore thumb of what you're asking to do for your deviation. I think that will help potentially get the board members' comfort level to vote affirmatively, potentially, by knowing that what you're asking for is not an undue or unwarranted deviation from the code. So anybody that looks like your property as you're proposing it with a setback deviation in that side yard, most throwing land potentially. Someone with photos and addresses, this house looks like it's about this, that, about that. I think that's what the guidance you're getting from the board tonight.
We can't just like see that on like Google Maps or.
You can, so that's what I was doing before, right? Just to
That's
kind of,
what made me think of it.
yeah, I mean, ultimately, what we're asking for is because we have to look at each application, right, as you heard on their merits, and when we come to a decision, this is not where it ends for us, right? We make a decision on this property, but then we'll have others that come down the road, so we have to base our decision on the information we have, and knowing the distance to the next house, kind of proving, you talk about your hardship, proving why this fits in the characteristic of the neighborhood. You have a house next to your neighbor who's actually, their size is very close to yours. I can't prove it for you, but we're kind of steering you in the direction of you proving it. So you don't have to hire an engineer or surveyor to do a detail. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because of the variance you're seeking.
Yeah.
Right, so if you presented that information and give us the distances for that neighboring house and. Just that what you're doing, to everyone's point, is not gonna be the white elephant, and it's not gonna, everything's gonna.
Right. And this was on the checklist too, so it's not, something that we're just throwing out here, what everybody that comes before the board needs to do. And, us not asking for this, I feel like it's setting a precedent for future applications. Oh, they didn't come and they didn't provide this. And, they got a variance, I just feel like there's a little. Yeah.
When were you planning on starting?
Yesterday.
As soon as we can.
Yeah, she told her. So she'll be moving in with another family member until the construction is done. We don't have the spare bedroom. So then we'll be moving her whole point once the construction is done. So that's just why we, trying to figure out the timeline.
The architect still has to work on construction documents, I would imagine still, right?
Yeah.
There's decent lead time
Permit,
for that.
that could all happen, right?
I mean, what could happen is if you lose a month, and that's unfortunate, it's the way it is with New Jersey, with the hearing process. But if you come back and the board does vote favorably, at that point, you could start moving into your resolution compliance pretty immediately. You don't need to wait the month for the resolution to be adopted. The resolution is the document which captures your approval that we'll prepare, which gets adopted 1 month after the vote of approval or denial. The resolution is memorialization of that action. You can have things move in parallel at that time, so you wouldn't lose time starting at the next meeting. It helps buy you back a month, in a sense.
Yeah, our architects, like, we shouldn't do that because if something changes, then they have to undo what they've done.
No, I'm not suggesting you start construction documents now, but once you get an approval, if you got a vote of approval, most applicants wait another month for that resolution to be memorialized before the town will look at anything. If during that month period, you are ready to move with further plan materials, whether it's Mr. Reeland reviewing or the building department reviewing, most towns will say we need a resolution in hand to do that. Allendale will not do that to you. They'll let that be reviewed. So you wouldn't be lying in wait for that month for the resolution. So that's where you're not losing a month. No, I'm not suggesting you start construction docs now. They do change a lot.
Thanks for.
How many photos should we come back?
Whatever you think is gonna be right, so.
I mean,
I'm sorry, not to be sarcastic.
Yeah, no, yeah, 'cause I didn't know if there was like a.
I think the board understands that this isn't something that new, right? This is first thing to come in front of the board, but the way the process is set up and this municipal sort of regulates is. When you come and you ask for a deviation, a record has to be created, and the record has to be created by the not by the board. And that becomes part of the findings of facts and the determination and the decision the board renders is based only on the information that's developed. So the board is asking you to, I think, further bolster the record so that they can make an informed decision, both for their benefit and for protect the sanctity of the record.
Yeah.
And protect everyone from any challenge, should challenge arise from the decision that's based on sufficient.
Feel like we have to show that we have this information.
Mhm.
And we make this,
For starters, everything check.
yeah, everything on a checklist.
That's like,
Yeah.
it's,
And please, the checklist wasn't, this has been a long time. The checklist is not something that's, that is wrong.
You know,
I-
just-
No, please
No,
go.
I was just gonna say, I don't know, again, I don't know who filled out the checklist, but it does say NA next to, providing these dimensions. I don't know why somebody would say that,
Right.
it should be required.
It should be.
This one.
Two other things, okay. I don't wanna see you have to, JMA Architecture guys, they've been before us already, okay? You've been before us a few times. I would like to see. We talked about the landscaping, okay? Maybe just something that kind of details X's where the trees are, things like that, okay? Like as part, maybe even just take this thing, another sheet, just part of the drawing.
Right.
another sheet, detail that,
Okay.
okay? The other thing that I want to raise, and I know that we said, and I've been through there too, they're relatively flat properties and it's a relatively flat area. Well, Michael, I have to,
Yeah, this-
you know where I'm going,
Yeah,
right?
this would require them to prepare slowly. And as part of that, we're gonna have to address the additional runoff that's tributary as a result of the addition.
Okay.
I mean, there is a note, I think, acknowledging that in the capital plan.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, it hasn't been designed yet, but there will be a subsequent step that you'll have to take to get approval.
Yeah, we'll come up to us.
Okay. Okay,
John,
that's
John's well
understood.
aware. You're not the proposal.
Please.
It's useful information. If we show them. Certainly.
Informational?
So they- Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Good idea.
this was an application that got moved, right? You can come up and just so you take it, this is.
It's a
Same
public record,
application, it's a
what you look
public
at,
record.
Yeah.
I just want you to see it so that you can see what's presented, right? So. You guys gave us a survey, which is fine, right? But this details. What the chairman is suggesting, the location of the trees, the size of the trees. This actually shows a rechargeable chamber for the water, the runoff that's gonna recharge into the ground, and so. This is like kind of standard, right? So that that's what we look at, and then. In addition, when you have a variance like you're seeking, a lot of times, and even if it's on a Google map. There's some architects who come before us a lot who will legitimately just pull a line from like 4 or 3 points. To reference the distance of the house in relation to what you're trying to do. So, again, ultimately, you're gonna end up here anyway. So that's why a lot of times it's presented, in the beginning, okay? So hopefully it helps you,
Yeah,
it
does, definitely.
it's not a step that you're gonna be able to forego anyway, so.
So we need to get a picture of the fence.
Well, you're gonna,
Again, it is listed as NA on
It's okay,
the.
yeah.
Actually, it's
Yeah.
50.
I
Again, I'm
mean,
not sure why that would-
you're gonna get here anyway. I don't know, Michael, if they need to do this for the next meeting, or, I mean, eventually they're gonna get to this point, but
For the,
for us
for
to,
the chamber, or-
no, for us to
Okay.
vote on, because if the chairman's saying maybe locate the trees, see what's gonna.
I mean, I think, yeah.
Are you in agreement with,
I think it would be good to have something that can number of trees and.
Yeah,
location
exactly.
on the property. Whether it was, I mean, we run into situations before where it was misunderstanding that all the trees were gonna remain,
Yeah.
trees were taken down.
Yeah, it was clear cut.
but again, by you detailing and saying existing to remain.
Yeah.
Okay, existing to remain, because again, all
I
of
don't have
this,
to, you don't have to like go to somebody at that, but we can just draw them.
I mean, it probably would be easier.
Or
if you had
The
a
architect.
Photograph.
I mean, yeah.
Google
Yeah.
Earth and maybe you walk up to the person. So. Existing.
we're not necessarily going to have you guys spend extra money.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
don't
That's not what we're,
No.
that's not what we're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, we just,
Okay, we are not doing that, we're very clear.
Yeah.
This board does not do that.
Yeah.
But the board also needs a certain level of information.
Mhm.
And that's again, we keep referring back to the checklist, but the board needs a certain level of information to make an informed decision, and then it becomes the packet of information relative to your address.
So we were not prepared, so thank you for taking the time, thank you for showing us the example and explaining this all to us. And we just have to come back with the appropriate information now, the checklist.
And your architect, again, I wouldn't be, I just, we did say it, but I just want to say one more time, is that the architect that you.
yeah, Jay,
He's been before us, they've been before us, so they know what we're looking for. Okay, they know what we're looking for. But please, I'm gonna be a dead horse, I'm clearly not here. You know, in negative, this is.
We understood.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions during the process, please feel free to reach out.
Yeah, definitely reach out,
and
okay, to Anthony, the building department, or, you know, Bill, or Linda. She can at least help guide you too, all right? So. We push to the next meeting,
Yeah, I think you do.
okay?
Yeah.
All right. So, what we're gonna ask you to do is take everything that we just said. Add to your application, okay? We have a meeting September
17th.
17th, okay? Wednesday night. We have another application, but we're gonna put you first.
Thank you.
Okay, Linda,
Mhm.
please.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna put you first.
We generally get, whatever information from the,
Okay,
Yeah.
put a package together,
Well, there are two ways you could resubmit. There's the statutory legal requirement, which is 10 days ahead of the meeting, calendar days, not counting the hearing date itself. That's technically submission requirement. What you're talking about bringing in is relatively lean. If you didn't make the 10-day mark, they'll send it to Linda as soon as you can. So this way it can be distributed to the board members and staff, but we'd have to just mark it as an exhibit at the hearing. It's a relatively perfunctory exercise. We'll walk through it and we'll mark it as an exhibit for you if we have to, but the goal would be any supplemental documents are in by, September 7th or 6th, whatever that 10 days minus the 17th is not counting the 7th.
And all you need is pictures and something that shows the fee. That's what we have to do.
and the dimensioning to, just look at all the items that are set in that NA on your checklist if they're right. You should, you should have it, it's.
The tax map might help you. If you get a copy of the tax map sheet
that's probably the
or
best one.
your property, it's gonna show you every immediately surrounding property. Tax map is drawn to scale.
Okay.
You can get dimensions, structure to structure from the tax map sheet, I would think.
Okay.
So that'd be probably a good one-stop resource to, in addition to, Google Earth image or whatever. Tax map usually is a good source.
So it gives you description of, what it
The
is.
the borough tax office will have, they'll have it on file.
Yeah, it should be on our, it's on our website.
On the website too, good.
And again, it's not pointed out, if there's question, the people here, who you can, who can help. Okay.
The only thing is if they print it online, it probably won't be the
It
scale.
won't be the scale though, if they print it online, yeah, so you.
So you could use it, but then just use Google to measure the distance from, let's say, the curb line to the house, curb line to the house, and you could just note it on it. Because if you print it, it's not gonna be the scale.
And as I said, I don't want you guys to spend more money, but also your architect should be able to help you too. I mean, take this feedback back to him.
Okay.
All right, and as I said, you've been before us, that
Yeah.
has been before us,
Okay.
all right? But we will make sure that you go first,
thank you very much.
all right? Because it's gonna be. No, seriously, because we have an application that's been before us multiple times, so we want to get you guys done, so you don't have to sit through that. Okay,
And then, Larry, what you said to them before is in the meantime, between now and the next meeting in September, they can start submitting everything for review to the building department, correct?
Not
And-
before the vote.
Not before the vote.
But after the vote, before resolution, they
Before
can, yeah. Yeah, but not before a vote.
Right. Well, he won't release it until they have a resolution in hand anyway.
Right. Before the board takes action, really is not right for building to review something that's still sitting with zoning.
Okay.
For a vote,
All right.
is the issue with that.
Well, you could start putting it together at home at least, you know, all your applications. Pat, I can give Pat all the information and at least start filling everything out. And then if this does get approved, you're just ready to submit.
Okay, well, well, that's the next question. Oh, good point. Larry, two things. Okay, so they're agreeing. What was it? They're agreeing to move forward. They're agreeing to move this to the next meeting. And then have to.
No, you don't have to
No.
renotice. We'll make the announcement tonight that you're being carried to the September 17th meeting once we conclude. And we're not beyond the time needed for an extension. I want to think, Linda, on this application, we're still within the window to act.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so, yeah. You won't have to renotice, USPS certified return receipts. You're done with that. The announcement tonight will be the notice for anybody in the public for the next meeting for your project. That's it. yeah.
There's the
That's
announcement.
basically it.
Okay, that's the announcement.
And then Dan, if you could just sign this, and this is saying that you approve to carry it to September. We hope you're available again on the
You hope
17th. And when you bring back everything the board asked for, we need 10 copies of everything, because each member has to get a copy again. You know, of the pictures and measurements and all that, 10 sets of everything.
Meeting get posted on the website in case we want to review anything.
What do you mean, the minutes or
The report.
the recording? I'll ask her to put it up tomorrow usually, and then she takes a few days and then it goes on the website.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
None of you are parking lot. Put up what I did.
All right. Next on our agenda, open to the public. Seeing none, I bring it back to the board. Any other business? Yeah.
I don't think we have anything. I'm waiting for our Fair Share Housing, numbers to be approved. Everybody's deadline, expires the end of August. We are still in a back and forth with, Saddle River. The judge, forced us to sign a TWA to allow them to, use our sewer. So I signed it under protest and we're appealing. So that's kind of where we stand with that. I don't know what's gonna happen, but Fair Share Housing's involved and I have a lot of power. We'll see what all goes out.
Murals moving along.
The mural, yeah, the mural's moving along. They're painting it now. And that should be done, in the next 4 weeks.
And well, we know Chestnut Street's gonna be closed for a little while for the train.
Repairs, New Jersey Transit repairing Chestnut Street. We're actually, with New Jersey Transit as well. Our municipal parking lot, a lot of people don't know it's there, kind of behind Fino, and downtown gets a little crowded with all the restaurants on the weekend, so we're really trying to, I don't know if you noticed the new parking sign and the new hours. So we met with New Jersey Transit because we own some and they own some. There's some significant improvements that have to be done there that's outside of our agreement. So they're in just terrible financial shape, New Jersey Transit, they're just a mess, and, but, we actually are looking to, have them deed over the whole entire property to us.
Great.
Yeah, so,
all the way down.
right, because there's such extensive repairs that have to be done, flooding and stuff, so we will take care of those repairs if they will deed us the whole entire lot. Then we can pave it, stripe it, and really make it clear. So even though we have signs there now, people go in there, they still kind of are not sure where to park, and a lot of people still think that it's just for transit. They don't realize it's municipal parking, so. But it's crazy how people just try to park, on all the side streets and double park when it's so close to all the restaurants. They just have to go in there. There's, are not used to doing that. So we're trying to train everybody to do that.
Will the improvements fix that that paving or that road right by that diner that used to be the Allendale Diner, cause that thing is filled
Yeah,
with
so it
potholes. I
would,
don't think people just wanna drive back there. 'cause
yeah,
they
it's
can't
terrible,
park.
and yeah, there's massive potholes. We did actually just recently fill a couple potholes.
Oh, but, I'm not driving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's pretty bad, the
Yeah.
whole area,
Yeah.
so we have kind of been, waiting, so we don't wanna, paving's so expensive. We actually just put a grant in for it. So we're hoping that whole area is gonna be done in the next year or
Is
so.
that a town, that's part of the town property?
So we own the front part of it, and New Jersey Transit
Yeah,
owns
the
the
part,
back
the
part.
back part, but that road that comes in on,
Yeah, that's a borough road, I
that's a
believe.
borough road.
How old,
Municipal park.
how old's the gas and water on in that area? Be nice to know, kind of nudge PS that you're gonna do something, and maybe if they put the gas, they'll be, sometimes when you let them know, like, what the plans are, they'll upgrade the utilities, and then that's how a lot of municipalities get paving out of it.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what our gas situation is there.
Gas and or
If there's
water, maybe they wanna extend the main, something,
any. It's not bad, yeah.
you just, all you gotta do is ask, and
Doesn't hurt to explore the
everyone else is doing it, so.
Yeah,
It's a good way to get some blacktop.
a lot of, a lot of transit lots are being converted, towns are giving them up for fair share housing, so they just did that in Lyndhurst. So luckily ours is narrow enough, or else that probably would be happening to us as well. I think that's it, any other
Also,
questions?
the orchard thing, that was done pretty quick.
Parking Orchard,
No,
I-
that bridge that they fixed.
The county knows.
that was done very quick, and it did
That's
both
super
sides,
quick.
yeah, I thought that was gonna be at least a year,
Yeah.
that was the county, yeah.
Super quick.
And they did the other side, cause the guy they were only supposed to do the one side and kind of pushed it with his foot and both, he kind of tilted, so. And we wound up getting both sides fixed.
Who's responsible for the train station structure? Is that
Jersey.
floods
And
remarkable, but,
The
When it-
building?
yeah, you can't get across one side to the other.
You mean under the train track?
Yeah, people are running over the tracks to get to their cars.
Tunnel.
The tunnel floods immediately. As soon as it rains.
Really? I
And
mean, I
and
knew
it's,
knew
it's, you
happened in
can't
very,
walk
very
through it,
bad
it's
storms.
chest high, you can't walk through it, so people climb the fence and go over the tracks.
I honestly did not know that it flooded that, I mean, I knew it flooded when we had serious storms,
Yeah.
but
Like a couple weeks ago, when we had that one, yeah, I mean, people were
Yeah.
running across the tracks,
Really?
crazy, yeah, I was shocked.
that's not
Yeah.
good. So that would be New Jersey Transit.
Right.
When we met with them, they basically said they have no money for any infrastructure improvements. So, I'll have to talk to them, yeah, I don't know
But
what
for
to
people
say about
to be,
that.
going on the tracks to get to their cars, is that just another
That's
level
not
of
good, yeah.
desperation.
They have to walk
Even-
pretty far on either side because, I mean, actually,
They had to walk all the
All
way
the way
down,
down.
yeah, you know where it is, they had to
Yeah.
walk all the way down. Behind the AMP or Acme or now,
Yeah.
and like that's where they had to cross and then run all the way back up to their cars. People were just ordering Ubers to drive them around to bring them to their cars,
Come on.
because you couldn't get through.
But you can't sometimes get through because then the underpass exploded.
That's what I'm talking about, the under,
No, like-
yeah, I'm sorry, the other one, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So one of-
Yeah.
One of the things that might be in our
Yeah.
favor is NJT is a little bit upset about 2 or 3 deaths that occurred in Hackensack over the last month or so, with people crossing the tracks. Single track on the Pascack Valley line, this is double track, so.
I don't even know how they
they're
would
creating
do
a
something.
Safety hazard.
I mean, it's just a clog, I mean, it's a clog drain, I mean,
It's gotta
it's just
be-
overflow, I
there's
mean,
great-
the
It's gotta
grade's
be
this big.
in-
Yeah, there's a great, yeah,
And it's
like
filled with
nothing.
mulch and leaves,
Yeah.
I mean, the things that.
All right, well, that's
it's a
something
disaster.
maybe you look into,
Yeah.
Gotta
even
be
though
a
we're not
maintenance,
supposed to
yeah.
do it, that's something maybe we could do. If it's just a thing you have to train.
Gotta be a main.
Former.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll look like that. As they charge more for the transit, did I say anything?
No.
Okay, anybody else have anything? All right, everybody, thank you for, coming out tonight. September.
Can everyone attend?
Yeah. that's-
September 17th, that's here besides Mayor?
Yeah,
Amy can't hear it, Mayor can't hear it, and Tyler can't hear it,
Right.
so. I need all hands on deck for this one. This is the, This is the nursing home.
We don't wanna do this one on the 15th. We don't wanna do 15th and 17th.
How many more apps are you looking at? Or that-
Just,
Just these, this vehicle.
the two from
Oh,
tonight,
Canterbury.
that, and then Allendale Senior. So there's three.
Night, right?
So
That's gonna be a 4-hour night.
we're gonna do them first.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We did them on the
Why don't we do the
work session.
residential?
Yeah.
This is gonna be quick. I think
Yeah.
it's,
I can do Monday, Wednesday if you guys want. I can do,
Somebody else called and asked for the possibility to get on for Monday and they said they'd call me back. 565 Hillside, but they never called back, but they were looking for the 15th. But I'm not sure if they're gonna move forward or not.
like, right now, yeah. Well, we just told them the 17th, but we could always get with them.
Well, you gotta, I mean, Karen.
We'd have to make an announcement
That's
now. We
okay,
can do
couple
it,
for now.
we could do it here and now. And if you can do it with Machete and with this application if you want. Yeah, we can make an announcement. They're both gonna be the 15th. Linda, you can speak to Respanti and say after the fact, Monday's better. If it doesn't work for them, we preserved it for both dates, and on the 15th, we could just make an announcement, or if we're not here, you post something saying it's gonna be on the 17th, so. You could move the two residential ones to Monday the 15th, if you want. We announce it here and now,
I may have to send something.
and I'll tell Bruce Whitaker I was gonna speak to him anyway, on his application. That we carried into Monday the 15th. He may wanna punt anyway, I don't know, but we would need 7 members for that one on the 15th.
yeah, I'm away. on
Because
first
he has
Thursday.
D relief as of right now.
Mm.
Is there any way, for even this one, to ensure that they have everything in the checkbook? It's,
If they don't file, it's not ours, no. You're really holding their hand, helping them tonight, which was nice, it's fine, but it's their obligation. To bring it, if they don't file everything on time, I think maybe it's a phone call to them saying, you still might be shorthanded, you might be wasting your time, maybe come in October, or you're still missing X, Y, and Z. Come in. My guess is they overkill it based upon what they heard. They probably said it more than they need to at this point, but.
But even can,
I know.
when we looked at, when we were supposed to discuss it, I know there was some missing information. I can't get it, so. Okay,
Yeah, but don't finish.
so. Do we reserve judgment now? Or on the record, there might be a meeting on the 15th?
How many people do you need to hear that? Those
We need
cases?
we need
7 for both.
7 for Monday and 7 for Wednesday. And we can't have the council.
Right.
So,
It has to be everybody that's here because the other members, I don't think they're gonna listen to the whole meeting tonight to be able to vote. Well, that would just be Joe Conti, really,
Yeah,
and Andy.
there wasn't a lot that went on, right? You only had, there was nobody touched the line other than,
No, they spoke for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was us. Yeah.
I watched some of those where
Yeah.
you're like, oh,
Yeah.
we go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Some of them are long.
Yeah.
Bruce, no, I know, tell them, maybe last one, yeah. And then also we get 7. I think it's 17.
so, yeah, so that's it. Do we think we're gonna have everybody here? I mean, I know it's a month away.
Well,
Can everybody be here on the 17th?
there's,
On the 17th?
Yes, right, the Wednesday.
Yes.
so that's only 6 though. That's because the mayor can't vote,
So we need to make sure. Right.
but then he also would have to listen to tonight's meeting to be able to vote. And possibly Andy is,
No, this one, this
This
one's a
one's-
simple
no.
majority, this one.
This one we don't.
so
need.
that's okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's more than the. And then if we listen to Canterbury, then Canterbury, we need them for Canterbury too. Okay. And Andy too,
Mhm.
so we continue. Okay. Linda, can you, by Friday, let, the mayor and Larry and I know, see if you can reach out to them. get a commitment for the 17th. I'd let us know by Friday,
So Andy,
Yeah.
Conti,
because the rest of us are sitting here saying we're gonna be.
Yes.
okay.
And then Michael has to do that then. Right? All right, any other business? A motion to adjourn? Your second? All right, everybody, thank you.